Hello darklings, my name is Sanniz and it's time for a little update about my gastric bypass surgery because it's now gone just over 8 months since I did it in Falköping here in Sweden, and I did my gastric bypass the 14th of September 2023, so it's a little more than 8 months. And what had happened, you maybe have heard it already before in other postings and that type of videos and that type of things, that first my blood pressure went down to normal, so I could stop with that medication. And for some month ago, aroundish, I finally get rid of my sleep apnea too. And the sleep apnea was the main reason why I got this surgery, because I couldn't get off the weight I put on, and I started to gain more and more, and it was even harder and harder for every time to try to get down. And it was not that I was eating that much strange things or something, it's just that my body with all the health issues actually made it worse, because I even have fibromyalgia and I also have thyroid sickness too that don't really help the situation. So finally I had everything go. And if you want to know a little more about my journey when it comes to this surgery, you can go to the playlist. I'm gonna put that down in the description box too. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna show in this one. I'm just gonna do a little update, and if you're interested to see more in the future, just let me know, because I'm not sure it's gonna happen that much more. Maybe I'm gonna lose a little more in weight and that type of things, but now it's really start to be a part of my life, because it's not a quick fix. I need to live with it. I have my meals 6 times a day, and I'm supposed to eat on a smaller plate all the time and think of the protein mainly. And I try to eat at least 80 to 100 gram protein during a day, and my hair loss have calmed down, so it's not that much now. I still drop hair, but I think it's more normal now, and I think that's great, because it's not fun to shed all the hair, especially if you're a woman and you start to get a little thin in some areas, so you can see it. And I don't directly have the thickest hair from start, so that didn't go that well. And now I have all those small hairs sticking out everywhere, so it looks ridiculous sometimes when the hair is just standing as it wants to. It never does exactly what I want. But that's the main things that have happened, that I stopped dropping all the hair in that way I did for some months ago. When I started to add more protein, it stopped, but it took some weeks before it settled. And the main thing that happened the last 2-3 weeks, that was really hit a plateau, a stall when it comes to my weight. But I did notice that the measurements still dropped, so I was not freaking out, because I guess that because I have dropped that much, that means the body needs to stabilize in some type of way. So I was not in panic, even if I'm still just above normal weight even today, but now it's not that much. So I'm gonna do a trigger warning now, because I'm gonna take some measurements so you can see what happened. I'm gonna put them down in the description box too, if you can't keep up with what I'm talking about. And right now my weight is 74.7 kilo, or in pounds it should be 164.68, and that means my BMI is now 25. So if I drop down to 24.9, that means I am normal. So you see how close it is now. So to see in the weight how much I need to go down now, it's 1 hecto for Swedish, or 0.1 kilo, or for the one that use pounds is 0.22. I still have to drop to go down to the normal weight, but that is the closest I've been to normal weight. I don't know, for it's at least over 30 years, maybe even closer to 35-40 years, because I was very heavy already when I was around the 20s. So I guess I'm not sure I'm done yet, but I know that I have slowed down. So it took 2-3 weeks before I even dropped the little amount that I had since the last time. So I've been stuck on a big stool right now. But like I said, don't freak out. If you do everything you should, drink, eat, sleep, and exercise maybe a little. If you don't do it active, have a type of work that at least you can say that you have done something on. So don't freak out. Check the measurements, because there can be other things going on in the body, so don't freak out. But I'm not a doctor, I'm not a specialist, I'm not a medical person, so if you have proper questions, turn to them, because I'm not a professional. It's just my own experience, and maybe others share the same, but all travels through this type of surgery that isn't a quick fix are different. So just because my story goes one direction, not necessarily mean that next person do the same. And the thing I have noticed too, after some of my meals, I don't have that easy for burping, but I can get those strange hiccups, and they come just a little time after, like 5-50 minutes after I've been eating. I start to get this weird hiccup, but it's just lasts for some and then it goes away. So I think instead of burping, that is my body's way to say I'm full, I don't need more. But I have already stopped eating. I mainly don't eat for more than maximum 20 minutes anyway, most of the times, and that means even with the cooked bigger meals, or biggish. So I don't eat that much, but you need to eat in a certain, try to eat slow. I think I'm still eating a little too fast, but I'm chewing a lot, so I think that's not that bad in that case, because I don't swallow unchewed food. It's just that I'm used to, because I'm sitting alone most of the time anyway, so I don't have anyone to talk directly with, so that's why I chew a lot instead. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing, eating 6 times a day. The last meal is not that big, so I just take something that it could be good for me, so I still get something in my belly. I don't count calories directly, and I don't directly have restrictions, but if I feel things that is not suitable, I don't eat it. If I start feel some reaction either in my mouth that is way too sweet for me, so I don't taste good, or if my belly start to be a little upset already from the start, then I know that's not good for me. And I try to eat little various type of things. I'm still in this learning curve, what I can eat and not eat. I probably eat more than some people that I have done this surgery, but like I said, we are all different, and because I have the type of work I have, I need to eat, and I eat so I can actually manage for 3 hours before next meal, because I usually have around 3 hours between, and that works for me. And what should I say more? You maybe want to know how it goes since the start, and I'm gonna put down everything in the description box too, so you don't have to miss out what I'm saying. I have everything on paper here, so I know what I'm gonna say, because it's so different between the different what do you call, like kilo to pounds and centimeters to inches and that type of things. So maybe you're interested to see how much I've been changing, but I didn't take my measurements directly from start, but I know my start weight at least. And since I started before my surgery until today, I have lost 37 kilo, or what you should say 81.9 pounds. And yeah, for some it sounds a lot, for others it's a little, because they have maybe lost more. But remember that I was not the biggest. I was not approved just on my weight. It's just because I had a very bad sleep apnea, because I was denied first time, but when I got the diagnosis for bad sleep apnea, the doctor said try to get it again, because now you fulfill the weight limit too, because it's a little lower when it comes to some circumstances, some diseases and that type of things. And then I was approved, because then I was heavy enough, because I was missing some kilos for just the weight itself. And I didn't do this surgery just to lose weight and thinking that was an easy way out, because it's a lot you have to sacrifice too on the way. But I think it's worth it, because my health is much better, and the main thing I don't have sleep apnea anymore, and I don't have to use the CPAP machine, and that is incredible good feeling to go to bed and know I don't have to connect with a machine. So that is fantastic. And yeah, that was the weight. Maybe you want to know how much I have changed in my body. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna show this time. Maybe I show more another time if you are interested, and if I dare, because I'm still a little insecure, and you still have this dysmorphia, what it calls. I can see in pics that I've changed, but sometimes when I look myself in the mirror, I still see the same old person. And that is when the mental part is not full of the body, because this have gone very fast compared with doing other type of methods, and the mental is not keeping up, and sometimes you feel that way too, but at the same time you notice that people start treating you in another way, and that could be a bit sad too, because I know that they treat bigger persons in a wrong way, that not like they deserve, because it's not their fault maybe all the times either. So don't judge a person how they look like, and if you're over there, don't say do a diet or do a surgery, because if you're healthy and everything and satisfied with who you are, congratulations, just say who you are. But if you have big health issues, I still think you should consider at least take help in some type of way and see what you can do. You don't always have to go under the knife. It's not a recommendation, because you need to be prepared for that bit too, and do your investigation. Is not without any risks. It is risk involved. It can go wrong at the surgery. It can go wrong after the surgery, and you can still gain weight if you don't do whatever it takes to continue this thing. And I know that I haven't reached the lowest point yet. I know that I'm gonna reach a lowest point, and then I'm probably gonna gain a bit. So I'm not sure how it's gonna end, but I do know that I start to get those feelings when I'm sitting down, and that is hurting my bum, because I'm not padded anymore in the same way, because I lost so much fat and that type of things, especially around my bum, and it gives me pain. It's not comfy to lay down, because suddenly you have bones and that type of things that you didn't feel that much of before. So it's all plus and minus on everything. And the latest month my belly have been very soundly too, so it's a little stressful sometimes when it start to sound a bit. So take that into consider. There can come some elements that maybe it's not that most fun to have during sometimes, but if you think it's worth for your health and everything, then I think consider to go and talk with the specialists in this matter, and see what they're thinking, and see if they think you are ready for it too, because that's the most important thing. You need to be ready for it too, else it's not going to work, because it takes a lot, and even if you have studied everything, it's still going to be a big change in life. Like I said, it's not a quick fix. So stop babbling and tell the difference then when it comes to the measurements. And if we should go from the measurements, I can say my BMI first. My BMI started on 38. And to get only on weight in Sweden, you have to have 40 to get it paid by the healthcare system. So 38 is allowed when you have another bigger health issue included. And it's just a few that they approve for. And bad sleep apnea is one of them. So then I fulfilled that. I didn't fulfill for the ordinary. Then I needed to be at least 40 where I live. It can be different in some parts of Sweden. So it's not the same all over the country either sometimes. And my BMI dropped from 38 to 25. So you see, it's a big step. And if I reach 24.9, that means I'm finally normal weighted. But I don't know how it's gonna go, because I had a big stall. But now I'm so close. And it should be actually very fun if at least I can be on the upper top of the normal one. I don't care. I don't want to be too much more smaller. But it's not my choice. I'm gonna have to see where my body wants to be, and it's not ready yet. It's only 8 months. It still can happen things, and I know that it's gonna be stalls and everything. I had small stalls through the time too. I haven't freaked out, because I just done everything you should. So come to the measurements. So the bust. The change in my bust area is 14 centimeters or 5.51 inches. My waist have changed 31 centimeters or 12.2 inches, and the same goes for my hips. So my hips and my waist have changed as much. At least my boobs haven't shrimped that much, but they are not feeling that big. And yeah, you're gonna have saggy skin. I have some bits here on my neck too, so sometimes I think I look older, but it's things I have to deal with. I need to learn to actually live with it and not focus on those bits. I need to focus that on other type of things, because I can see in my face and everything that have gone thinner. It's just that the skin is not following, but I'm also soon 56, so whatever. I can't look like a 20 years old anyway, and I don't have the money, and I'm not sure I want to do a plastic surgery for that type of thing. And yes, I had already my issues with showing my upper arms. It's not directly going better now when I even start having a bit of flap skin here. So yeah, you're gonna have it. I have that even just around my thigh area too, a little bit, but not that bad, so I'm happy for that. And of course I have my belly, but I already have some bits since last big weight loss journey too, when my skin didn't follow back. So but funny enough, I don't think it's get that much more worse, and because I don't eating as I did before, I don't get so much sugar in my system. I don't have that much skin issue for the moment, but it's gonna be warmer soon, so we have to see if I'm gonna have that. But if you have skin issues, I can actually say use tea tree oil mixed with coconut oil on those type of things you can get when your skin start to be a little sore and that type of thing, and red and that type of thing. Put that on and it helps. It actually helps more than some of the creams you can get through recipe from the doctors. So I actually use tea tree oil mixed with coconut oil, but you need to be careful with concentrated tea tree oil and look on the bottle how much you're gonna mix it with different things to not get it too high in concentrate, because else it can not be so good for you too. But that is natural things and it works very well. So even if you have a piercing or something that for the moment is maybe a little sore or something, put the same mix there too. It works for me all the time with that type of thing. So it calms down, and it comes down very fast. So go ahead. So I think I have said the most of the things already, and I hope you're happy to hear about this thing too. It's not the main focus on my channel because I'm an elder goth, so I'd rather talk about that type of things, but people wanted to know how it goes, and now I have told you a little more about my 8 months post-surgery for gastric bypass. Else, stay safe, stay weird, and be nice to each other. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.